Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So as I'm filming this video, today it's December already and wow, 2019 has passed really fast. So 2019 has been a really good year for me, not only in terms of investing and trading, but also for my own personal self-development and my business. So I had many firsts this year. So I started producing YouTube videos like the one you're watching right now. I became more active on social media for my business and I've made my first ever online sale, so that is awesome. So, and in terms of investing and trading, I have continued to improve and take it to the next level. So yeah, 2019 has been a really good year for me and hopefully 2020 will be even better. So if you are watching this video, I hope that 2019 has been good for you and your investing and trading. So I'll continue to share investing and trading tips and tricks with you in the future. So continue to look out for my videos, so just subscribe to my channel, click on the notification button so you don't miss any of these videos. So in this video, I'll be sharing with you how you can analyze the financial strength of companies by taking a look at their net profit margins. So whether you're a beginner or already have some experience in investing and trading, I believe that these tips and tricks that I will be sharing in this video can provide you with value. So make sure you stick around in this video. So with that, let's dive right into my computer. Alright, I'm on my computer. So let's begin with the definition of net profit. So net profit is derived by taking the sales revenue of a company and deducting the cost of goods sold, operating expenses, tax expenses, and adding the interest income. So to put the definition into an equation, the net profit is simply equal to sales revenue minus the cost of goods sold minus the operating expenses minus tax expenses and adding the interest income. So that is how we get the net profit of a company. So this is the net profit equation and how you can calculate the net profit of the company. So note that both net profit and net income means the same thing and both terms are interchangeable. So most income statements use the term net income. So just take note that they are interchangeable and they mean the same thing. So net profit and net income mean the same thing. So let's see how we can calculate the net profit of a company by taking a look at the company's income statement. So on the screen is a screenshot of a company's income statement. So to determine the company's net income or net profit, we need to analyze the company's income statement. So this is the income statement of a company. So on the top left of your screen, you can see the revenue of a company or the sales revenue of a company. So the sales revenue of the company is 1089.5. So that is the sales revenue of a company. So what do we do next? After we have the sales revenue of a company, we deduct the cost of goods sold or the cost of revenue in this case. So the cost of revenue is 807.4. So after taking the sales revenue of a company, we minus the cost of goods sold, we get the gross profit. So we learned in the previous video on how to calculate the gross profit of a company. So to calculate the gross profit of a company, we simply take the sales revenue minus the cost of goods sold, and then you'll get the gross profit. So after getting the gross profit, we minus the operating expenses. So minus the operating expenses and minus the tax expenses plus interest income. Then we will arrive at the net income or net profit of a company. So as you can see, these are the operating expenses. So the selling, general, and admin expenses, they are part of operating expenses. R&D is also part of the operating expenses. So then unusual expense or income. So in this case, it's a expense. So you can see that the total operating expense in this case is 968. So to get the operating income, we simply take the sales revenue of a company minus the total operating expenses and you'll get the operating income. So that is the operating income of our company, 121.5. So after minusing the operating expenses, we get the operating income. So after operating income, we minus the tax expenses and plus any interest income a company has. So as you can see, there are a couple of entries here, which is mainly the tax expenses. So after you minus all the tax expenses, you get the net income of a company. So that is how we get the net income or net profit of a company by looking at this income statement. Okay, now that we have calculated and derived the net profit of a company, the next thing we want to take a look at is the net profit margin. So net profit margin is how much net profit or net income is generated as a percentage of sales revenue. So the net profit margin is how much each dollar in revenue is collected by a company, which translates into profits. So to calculate the net profit margin, we simply take the net profit divided by the sales revenue of a company and multiplying it by 100. So remember, to calculate the net profit, we take the sales revenue of a company and then subtract the cost of goods sold, the operating expenses, tax expenses, and adding any interest income the company might have. So we take that value divided by the sales revenue of a company and multiplying it by 100. That is how we calculate both the net profit and net profit margin of companies. So now let's see how we can use it to apply and implement it our investing and trading. I'm on Reuters right now. So when I study financial statements of companies, I like to use Reuters. So let's take a look at some companies. Okay, let's take a look at Owens Corning. Okay, so this is Owens Corning, or OC. OC is the ticker symbol of the company. Okay, so where do we find the financial statements of companies? Is under the financials tab. So I'm going to click the financials tab. And then the income statement. So income statement is where the gross profit and the net profit are. So you can find the gross and net profit of a company under the company's income statement. So let's take a look at OC's net income and net profit. So Owens Corning net income and net profit is 545. And then its sales revenue or total revenue is 7,057. So how do we calculate the net profit margin of OC? We take the net income or net profit of the company, which is 545. So I go on to the calculator. So 545 divided by the sales revenue or total revenue of the company. So the total revenue is 7,057. So we divided it by 7,057. 7,057. Then we multiply by 100 to get the net profit margin of the company. So we get a figure of 7.7%. Okay, so we got 7.7% for the net profit margin of Owens Corning. So let's double check. So I already opened the tab. As you can see, so this is Owens Corning or OC net income margin or net profit margin. So they say OC had a net income margin of 7.7%, which is what we got as of 2018 December 31st. So on a trailing 12-month basis. So what does this mean on a trailing 12-month basis? It means that Owens Corning had a net profit margin of 7.7% between the financial period 2017 to 2018. So 31st December 2017 to 31st December 2018. So let's check. So as you can see, this is between the financial period 31st December 2017 and 31st December 2018. So that is how we derive the net profit margin of a company. We first go to the financial website, in this case Reuters, go under the financial tab to find out the net profit and sales revenue of a company. And then after we have the net profit and sales revenue of a company, we can take the net profit divided by the sales revenue, multiply by 100 to get the net profit margin. So after we get the net profit margin, it does not stop there. So what's the next step in our investing and trading process? So the next step is to compare the net profit margin of the company, in this case Owens Corning, to its competitors in the same sector and industry. So that is how we determine whether Owens Corning is a good company in terms of its fundamental. So to do that, to compare the net profit margin of Owens Corning to its competitors and in the same sector and industry, we have to use the financial website, which is Finviz. So let's go on to Finviz. So this is the Finviz website. To compare the net profit margin of Owens Corning against its competitors in the same sector and industry, we go on to Screener. Okay, so we calculated that the net profit margin of Owens Corning is 7.7%. So under net profit margin, we want to look for either similar or higher than 7.7%. So in this case, they don't have 7.7%. So we say we put it at over 5%. And then let's take a look at Owens Corning is in the industrial goods sector and general building materials industry. So we want to go back to our screener, and then under descriptive, the sector is industrial goods, and then the industry is general building materials. So we look for general building materials. Okay. So what this does is the FinVis will help us screen all the stocks that meet our 3 criteria. So what are the 3 criteria? The first is that it must be over 5% in terms of net profit margin. The second is that it must be in the industrial goods sector. And the last one is it must be in the general building materials industry. So that is the 3 criteria that we have filtered out. So all these stocks here, as you can see on the screen, are stocks that meet these 3 criteria. So let's take a look at an example. So okay, let's take a look at Continental Building Products. So Continental Building Products is in the same sector and industry as Owens Corning. So we have the net profit margin of 12.1% here, but then remember, when we are calculating for Owens Corning, we are calculating for the financial period between 2017 to 2018. But for this one, for FinVis, they are calculating the trailing 12 months. So as of this filming of this video is December 2019. So the trailing 12 months will be from December 2018 to December 2019, which is as of now. So we want to calculate the net profit margin of Continental Building Products between the financial period 2017 to 2018. So to do that, let's go to Reuters. So the ticker symbol for Continental Building Products is CBPX. So it's Continental Building Products. So let's calculate the net profit margin of the company. Okay, so the net income for Continental Building Products is 74.24. So 74.24 divided by the sales revenue or the total revenue of the company. So the total revenue is 528.06. So 528.06 multiplied by 100. So we get 14.1%. So in this case, we can see that Continental Building Product has a higher net profit margin compared to Owens Corning. So if we are just comparing these two companies, Continental Building Products and Owens Corning, because they are in the same sector and industry, which company would you want to invest or trade in? You want to invest and trade in Continental Building Products just based on their net profit margin, because Continental Building Products has a higher net profit margin as compared to Owens Corning. So that is how we want to use net profit margin to compare the financial strength of these companies. That is it. So I hope you guys have gained valuable knowledge and insights in this video. So I structure my video based on this format, whereby I first introduce to you guys the definition of the topic in question. So in this case and in this video, the net profit margin. So I do this so that I can provide you guys with a basic understanding and foundation of what the term means. So after that, I'll show you the formula and how to calculate the ratios. And then I'll show you live examples where we use these ratios that we talk about and how we can apply and implement it to real life companies and use it for your investing and trading. So this is how I like to learn, and hopefully it is the same for you guys. So let me know in the comments down below on how you guys prefer to learn. I hope you guys have liked this video, and if you did, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, because I upload new videos every week to your financial success.